Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on X at Movies TV Mad and on Instagram and on Threads at Movies TV Mad X. A very warm welcome to Thursday's edition of the DC Universe Daily. You are not seeing things. That is the greatest image of Kingdom Come. And today I want to ask, is James Gunn doing the Kingdom Come saga for DC Universe? Now, last week we saw a leak, a reveal, probably a purposely leaked reveal of the Kingdom Come Superman S logo. And if that means that James Gunn is doing Kingdom Come Superman, that must mean he's doing the Kingdom Come saga. It wouldn't make any sense to launch a DC universe that's all very much going to be connected, called Gods and Monsters, if he wasn't doing the whole thing, if he's not just going to be doing Kingdom Come Superman. Now, last week, my initial reaction was, nah, he ain't doing that. We may see many versions of Superman in Superman Legacy and in DCU. Maybe that's the case, but I'm starting to come more to the realization that maybe he may be, not definitely, but maybe doing the Kingdom Come saga. Now, when that image was released last week, I knew jack shit about Kingdom Come. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen this image and different images from this iconic artist. Mark Waid wrote this elsewhere, alternate future story. And this image, amongst others, by this artist, wow, outstanding. And I always wondered why Superman looked like that. A little bit different, a little bit older. So I stayed up last night, like checking out the YouTube search engine and trying to get educated and research Kingdom Come. Not just Kingdom Come Superman, but Kingdom Come as a saga. And I was bowled away how compelling this story was. Now, if James Gunn's going to adapt this, he's obviously going to do it his way. He has cast a 28, 30-year-old actor to play Superman. Kingdom Come Superman in the comics, as you can see, and if you can't see, he's a lot older. For those of you who don't know what Kingdom Come is, considering I now know what it is, let's get into it. Now, I can't remember all the characters and all that, but basically what happens is there's an old character that dies who was once the Sandman, and there's another guy who's kind of a priest or something like that. Anyway, it's not the Monitor, I don't think, or some weird kind of ghosty thing finds this old guy, this priest, and he starts showing him an alternate future. Now, the alternate future is that Superman and Wonder Woman are not the main heroes anymore. Basically, all the metahumans are anti-heroes, and there's absolute chaos. There's bars, there's metahumans getting drunk. It's absolute chaos. And Superman has created a fake mock-up of the Kent farm at the Fortress of Solitude. He's been at the Fortress of Solitude for years. He doesn't even know what's going on in the real world. And Diana finds him and begs him to see what's going on. But what could have happened to Superman to decide to retire from Earth, from being a hero? So what happened was, many years ago, within this story, the Joker blew up the Daily Planet. It killed Perry White, it killed Lois, it killed Jimmy Olsen, it killed thousands or hundreds of people, whatever it did. That broke him. Society turned on Superman for not killing the Joker. So then he regressed to the fortress for many, many years. Now, another interesting subplot of this story is that Lex Luthor is forming his own team. That includes an older Batman. And so what happens is all these different elements, so Superman decides to come out of retirement and try and police these new, younger metahumans and try and force them to be heroes. He tries to rein them in. So it's a very interesting, darker story. To cut a long story short, the kind of third act, the final kind of throes of this story, sees all these metahumans, kind of the older members of the Justice League, fighting these metahumans and these anti-heroes. Everyone's fighting each other. And what's also happened is Lex Luthor is using these kind of worms or whatever that Savannah had. He basically uses them to control Shazam. So he uses Shazam as a pawn against the older Justice League. So Lex Luthor is stirring things up. So this alternate future is absolute chaos. Now, I haven't explained it that well. You should absolutely research it. There's so many ways to find out. Google Kingdom Come, but I think if you YouTube it and you see some videos, there's some very interesting people. I like Comic Storian, for example. He acts out all the roles. It really is really cool. And I like to put him on when I'm in bed at night trying to chill out. Anyway, so now let's ask the question. Is James Gunn looking to adapt the Kingdom Come saga? Now, with any live action adaptation, it's going to take some differences. Now, it's very, very interesting from the beginning that he's been teasing All-Star Superman. He said he was never looking to adapt All-Star Superman, just take elements from it. He was teasing Kingdom Come for a long time. Many moons ago, he even posted this Kingdom Come Superman in the S for Kingdom Come Superman. And we all forgot about that, but someone posted it the other day on Threads and on X, and it's very, very interesting. So that script with the Kingdom Come Superman insignia on wasn't the first time Gunn has teased that maybe he's doing Kingdom Come. If he was able to pull off a Kingdom Come adaptation in the next 5 to 10 years, because that's his plan, a 5 to 10 year plan. I suppose that Gods and Monsters may not really be about gods and monsters, but maybe that gods become monsters, because that is an element of the Kingdom Come story. So if he's going to adapt this in Superman Legacy at the very beginning, then how is he going to do that? And I think we need first to divert to the authority, because the authority could be a clue that he is adapting the Kingdom Come saga. Because as I've explained, in this alternate future, metahumans have become anti-heroes. They're getting drunk. They're dealing with crime in a very rough and ready way. Because that's what happened when Superman was kind of driven away to the fortress. They blamed him for not killing the Joker, for not being a killer. So Superman just drifted away. I mean, he lost Lois. And, he lost Jimmy, he lost Perry. So he was absolutely devastated and really didn't have the strength to fight his case, if you like. So, the authority could be a way of, like in the comics, like all these anti-heroes and metahumans are misbehaving now. Well, maybe that's where the authority comes in. So when we see the authority movie, they could actually be in this kind of alternate Kingdom Come future. And they could be kind of the version of the metahumans misbehaving and being anti-heroes. Maybe there's more than them. But it's starting to, if he is doing Kingdom Come, and if he's adapting the Kingdom Come saga, it absolutely makes sense that he's using the authority. But Mick, why has he been hinting All-Star Superman? Well, he actually posted another All-Star Superman picture in his story. So it's very interesting. This is a guy who loves to tease fans, and I love directors, I love people who tease fans, who hype us up. This is what we need. And if you're looking at the war between James Gunn fans and Snyderverse stands, I think all of a sudden James Gunn is starting to get higher up in this battle to bring in some positivity to the DC fandom. And a lot of people are beginning to get hyped for this movie. So anyway, where does All-Star Superman come in to a Kingdom Come adaptation? Well, in All-Star Superman, Superman gets poisoned, basically, right? And he's dying. He does something, he gets poisoned, he's dying, right? And he lets Lois have powers for the day. Shares his powers, they fly all over the place, they have adventures, because he comes out to her, basically. Well, what if in Superman Legacy, it's not Superman who's dying, but it's Lois Lane who's dying? What if Lois Lane has cancer? Maybe Lois Lane isn't murdered by the Joker. Don't forget, there's been no sign of the Joker in Superman Legacy. But let's remember, if he's doing Kingdom Come, that we've got a young Superman here, 28, 30. And Kingdom Come Superman is a lot older than that. You're looking at someone probably, well, I mean, you can't really measure a Kryptonian's age in a human life cycle, but in terms of an age that we could understand, probably late 50s, 60s, maybe a little bit older than that. So he's a lot older than David Corenswet. So they would have to make David Corenswet look older, or maybe use another actor. I don't know how he's going to adapt it. But so people are assuming now that Superman will have the Kingdom Come insignia from the very beginning. But maybe he won't. Because at the beginning, he's not going to be Kingdom Come Superman. Unless in this alternate story, he always had that insignia. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I've done my research, as I've just said, but I don't know enough. So this excites me, because I spoke about last week, after we heard they're going to have an Otis in Superman Legacy. I said, I don't want us to be striving for this film to repeat Superman 78. And I understand why they would want to repeat that movie, because it's one of the most beloved adaptation versions of Superman out there. Dick Donner was a Superman fan from a young boy. I'm not sure if James Gunn has ever been a fan of Superman, but that's not important. You don't have to be a fan of something. As long as you know something, as long as you're clever and talented, you can do something great with it. And if he is adapting Kingdom Come, it's never been done in movie form before, right? We saw a little bit on the Arrowverse's Crisis on Infinite Earths, and Brandon Routh, who played Christopher Reeve's Superman in Superman Returns, was kind of playing a version of Kingdom Come. But that's the only time in live action it's ever been touched. And that was very, very briefly. So this would be something absolutely very ambitious, because if he pulls off a 5 to 10 year Kingdom Come arc, people will be talking about this man for the rest of time. If he does it properly, if it works, this will be an unforgettable moment for DC live action. And it's a very beloved story within DC Comics. And you've got to be very, very careful when you're adapting beloved comic book stories, because people are going to be watching very closely. We know what people are like. We know that people don't really like, the adaptation straying away from the source material. I think, because James Gunn knows comics, right? So he understands if he's adapting this, he's going to have to try and stay as close to the Kingdom Come graphic novel source material. Mark Waid is a genius. He's one of my favourite, comic book writers from DC's past. And I always love watching him in interviews because he's very passionate and he has a lot of knowledge. And I think he also did Superman Birthright, which is another great Superman DC graphic novel. But to do this is going to be very interesting because, because if he does kill Lois off, in Superman Legacy, and we don't know if he is doing Kingdom Come, if the thing begins in Superman Legacy, Maybe he'll do a trilogy of Superman films before Lois and Jimmy and Perry die. I don't know. But maybe, maybe it's not an explosion at the Daily Planet. Maybe Perry and Jimmy don't die. Maybe it's just Lois that dies from a terminal illness. But if that was the case, then there will be no... Superman obviously would be devastated and upset. But then, people wouldn't turn against him. There wouldn't be anyone to blame him for not killing. So maybe I'm reading something into the All-Star Superman clues that isn't actually there. But who knows? And obviously, if there is a Joker in Superman's future that does, plant a bomb in the Daily Planet and kills Perry, Jimmy and Lois, they're not going to make it that obvious. So right now, we don't actually know that he's adapting Kingdom Come. But that insignia that he posted many moons ago, and that insignia on the Superman Legacy script on the table reading is absolutely a Kingdom Come Superman insignia. There is no question about that. And as I say, it's a beloved graphic novel and it's about an alternate future. So it's very interesting because what he could be doing is starting these characters a bit younger, near their beginnings, and then one day, that's their destiny to have this Kingdom Come arc. So it's a thing that's going to happen slowly, very slowly, obviously, especially if it's a 5 to 10 year plan. So he's hinting this. So it's a real possibility that he could be adapting Kingdom Come Superman. And for me, as I say, that's very ambitious. It doesn't come without any risks. But yeah, I support the fact that if James Gunn's doing this, and we don't know that he is. Now, in all my research of Kingdom Come, I haven't seen anything of any Supergirl. He's adapting Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow for a film. He's cast his Supergirl. We will probably see Supergirl in Superman Legacy. But again, that doesn't mean he isn't doing Kingdom Come. It's a very interesting situation. Nobody, look, if he isn't doing Kingdom Come, it's a very clever thing to throw the Kingdom Come insignia. Maybe he just wants to use, let's be clear, he may just want to use the Kingdom Come insignia. But the problem with that, James, is you've just teased people, right? The Kingdom Come insignia. Now people want you to adapt Kingdom Come. So if you're not doing it, it's a disappointment. And these are the things I've spoken about before. The teasing's fun. I like the teasing. But if you tease people about things that are not actually going to happen and you're just saying, well, I like this comic, so I thought I'd just post this. And when there's no context of things, because there is no context, he won't answer any questions about Kingdom Come. He hasn't answered any questions about Kingdom Come from what I can see on social media, because it's all there to be seen. People share it all day. He's very, very, he's there. He answers as many questions as he can, but he doesn't want to give away the game. Doesn't want to give the game away. So I absolutely understand that. But so we are no clearer right now, today, on Thursday, if he is going to adapt Kingdom Come. But considering the hints that are there, that he posted this very picture behind me and said making plans. So he could have just meant I'm making plans and decided to show this stunning, brilliant picture, right? This iconic DC Comics picture. Or maybe that was the beginning of the hints that he's doing Kingdom Come. And then obviously the fact that we've seen twice, at least twice, this Kingdom Come Superman insignia kind of probably tells you there's probably a 50 to 65% chance that he's going to adapt Kingdom Come. Oh, I lost my picture because it's on rest mode. We can't have that, can we? There you go. We got it back because I love that picture and I want it up there while I'm talking. So there, I think it's great. I think it's brilliant. Anyway, I'm really hyped. I'm open to all of this because as I keep on saying, I'm a DC fan and I want DC to be successful. as a Superman fan, to have people on the internet actually talking positively about Superman and not hearing, oh, he ain't relatable, and people not shitting on him, and people hyped for what James Gunn's doing, that's good for me. This is a character that I've looked up to since I was a small boy. And to think, because Kingdom Come is really more Superman's story than anybody else's, but it's a very interesting story. Diana is dethroned as Queen of the Amazons in this story as well, because the rest of the Amazons perceive that she failed mankind. So that's very interesting as well. Because where does Paradise Lost stand if they're doing Kingdom Come? If they're doing Kingdom Come. And that's a big if. Now, is it a prequel? I can't even remember if it's a prequel. I don't know what it is, right? So let's pretend we don't know if it's a prequel or not. I don't even know anymore. Did James Gunn say it was a prequel? I don't think he said it was a prequel. Did he say? I'm going to have to go back to that video and check it out. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time. But I do want to talk about Paradise Lost, because it could be something, if it's a prequel, that Diana herself narrates, right, about her past, about her people's past. Or he could actually have Diana in the Paradise Lost Max show as the beginning of her DC Universe arc. We still don't know if Gal Gadot is going to be playing Wonder Woman. So when that news breaks, because there's nothing official. There's nothing official to tell us. Nobody really knows if Gal Gadot is still Wonder Woman. He kind of says she is. She kind of says she is. It's a very weird situation, as we've catalogued so many times. So it could be an interesting story to start her arc, considering in the Kingdom Come alternate future, she is stripped of her title as Queen because the Amazons deem that she's failed mankind. So that's very interesting. And also, her and Superman in the story are having a bit of a relationship. Don't forget, there's no Lois Lane in this alternate future, but James Gunn has cast a youngish Lois Lane. Could he have the balls? Could he have the cojones to kill Lois Lane in live action to forward this Kingdom Come arc? Because if he's adapting the Kingdom Come saga, that's exactly what he's going to have to do. From what I've seen from this Kingdom Come story, I really like this story because it goes somewhere. It's emotional. It's compelling. It's heartbreaking. It's to see that horrible future, a once future where, Superman and Wonder Woman and the Lanterns and Batman had this beautiful Justice League and the world was safe. And then you see this future of these anti-heroes, these meta-humans, who James Gunn could be using, the authority to be these anti-heroes in the Kingdom Come alternate future. It's a very devastating, compelling story. So I'd like to see this done, and I'd like to see this done well. But at this moment in time, we don't know. But it definitely could explain why he's doing an authority movie. Well, we don't know if he's doing it or somebody else is doing it. I still feel, because he was asked if he was going to write and direct more features and more stuff for DC Universe, and he said, that's why I'm here. So he's definitely doing Peacemaker 2 after Legacy. And I think, because he's taking his time, he's not in a rush to do any of this stuff, it's a 10-year plan, I do feel he will write and direct the authority, and I do feel it will be set in the Kingdom Come alternate future. Very, very interesting. But as I said earlier, if this is Kingdom Come, how long will we stay in this kind of younger, kind of OG Superman world with Clark Kent, a youngish Superman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen? We don't even know if there's a Perry White in this film. Nothing's been said. How he does it is going to be very, very interesting. And I wait for bated breath to see more come out about this movie, and this will be the place to be when that news comes out. But I want to spend the last 5 minutes discussing Superman Legacy's budget. Because a rumour came out from, let's just say, not the most respectable publication out there, that the budget for Superman Legacy will be around 360 to 370 million. Yeah, well, you may laugh. So what do I think about this? There's a lot to unpackage here. James Gunn was asked about it. He laughed on Threads and said there's no way the movie has that budget, and nobody knows the budget of the movie. It's interesting that James reacted to this. So here's many scenarios. You know me and my scenarios. Scenario number one, right? Scenario number one, that they are spending that kind of money, but if they were, they wouldn't want you to know that they were. There's famine. You know, there's what's happening to the Ukrainian people, the Palestinian people. They're all dying and starving. A film, you know, costing nearly 400 million wouldn't be a good look. And people would be saying, there's so many people would be saying, there's better things you could be doing with that money, and it would be frowned upon. But also, the studio could be purposely leaking that budget for Superman Legacy to make you think, wow, they're taking this seriously. But there could be another scenario that they're actually not spending that much. So if they inflate the budget in a leak that is laughed at least you won't be thinking about a very low budget. But here is where I am with budgets of movies. I couldn't give two shits about how much a movie costs to make. And I'm shocked so many fans care about this. As long as my hero is done justice, as I said yesterday, as long as I complete the movie and I think, wow, that's my hero, anything is possible, life is good, this is magical. As long as I feel great about the hero I've looked up to since I was a wee boy, I don't give a shit how much this movie costs. It can cost 50 million, 60 million. If it don't look like a 50, 60 million dollar movie, I couldn't give a shit. I mean, Boba Talks, the YouTuber, reacted and when he saw James Gunn denied it, he said, thank fuck, why do you care? Why do you care how much this film costs? The public, us, shouldn't care how much a film costs. But people are so worried these days about box office, about cinema scores, Rotten Tomato gradings, what critics say. We're concerned about everything but the movie. And I think one of the bad things about the era of the internet is over-analysis and looking at things too deeply and obsessing about everything about a movie apart from the fucking movie itself. The story, the acting, the performances. And these days, when you see reviews on YouTube, it sucks, it's crap, it's too long, they could have reduced the time. Boring shit like that. By the way, people who complain about movies that are too long just don't have any concentration. I respect that. I love long movies, but it's the shit that people say these days that really gets on my fucking nerves, and it takes all my being not to mock them and laugh at them. But that's how I see it. We shouldn't care about the box office. It really doesn't matter. Not the box office, the budget. We shouldn't care about the budget or the box office, right? As I've always said, as long as these films, if these films are good, I just want them to make enough so they keep on making them. That's it. I want the studio to make a profit and make money so we can keep on seeing them. I don't care about a billion, trillion dollar conglomerate company being successful, but I want them to be successful enough so they keep on making more of these films, because DC had 4 major flops last year. And this is really the last hurrah. If DC Universe fails, I don't think we'll be getting many CBMs for a very long time. And that would be an absolute tragedy for those of us who love comic book movies, who love these superheroes. And this is, if he is adapting this movie, if he is adapting the Kingdom Come saga, that will be very, very exciting. Can he do it well? I don't know. I know he's good at making comic book movies. I like his comic book material, but I don't know if he's capable of adapting something like this. Because it's one thing to read it in a book, in a comic book, in a graphic novel. It's another thing to have a 5 to 10 year movie and streaming and TV plan where you gradually put it in live action. Live action, as we know, you don't need me to tell you, is very different than something in a book or in a graphic novel. But I tell you what, kudos to him if he is actually adapting Kingdom Come.